joining us. Right. Well, there's teachers here. Everyone knows to behave. Teachers and educators in the room. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Mr. Lambert. Yes.
Along with our invocation this morning, a thought to ponder. This comes from Dr. Seuss, "Oh, the places you'll go." So be sure when you step with care and great tact. And remember that life's a great balancing act. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. Let us pray. Step by step by step. Step with us. Through the challenges we face, beyond the limitations that slow us, in the moments of grief, give us peace. In those moments of loss, comfort us. In those moments of weariness, give us strength. But always be with us. As we strive to continue forward, we ask for wisdom. Stir up in us the gifts needed to better this great institution. Equip us to build our community and all who depend on our care. Enable us to be that source of hope among our community and among our neighbors. And finally, we thank you. We thank you for every benchmark made, for family and friends, for our health and perseverance. And may we use these gifts given us to increase the happiness to all those around us. Amen.
Amen.
Everyone has the agenda in front of them and hopefully has had time to review it. So unless we have any additions or adjustments to our agenda, which I will go ahead and preface everybody, it's probably going to be a pretty brief meeting. We don't have any actual business resolutions. We just have a few reports, and luckily we have some really nice special presentations for tonight. So I do want to thank all of our guests here tonight. It's always nice when we have members of the community that come and see the work that we do here, and more importantly, we get to see the work that everyone else is doing. So with that, I will turn it over to Mrs. Mines for our first special presentation.
Step to the side. You know, one of the great things about being an Erlanger board member is that every day I'm reminded of the incredible talent at this hospital, from the staff, from the executive team, everyone here, and the commitment that we have to excellent health care in the community, to economic development. But I often think that maybe we're not all aware of everything that Erlanger is doing that touches lives in this community. It's my great pleasure tonight to introduce you to Lieutenant Colonel Hugh Ennis, JROTC Director at Red Bank High School. And many of you may not know that Erlanger and Red Bank JROTC partner together. If there's one thing that we all know that's critical in this community, it's character development, life training, and citizenship skills. There are lots of people who do that in Hamilton County. No one does it better than our JROTC programs. And I am honored to be able to introduce Lieutenant Colonel to you, and then they're going to lead us in a reminder of how blessed we really are as individuals and as a nation. Lieutenant Colonel.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I hope I don't need a microphone because I yell all day at school, but I have three great young people, and I want to thank Erlanger for this opportunity, the etiquette seminar. It's our 12th year. I always struggle to get that funded because we actually bring in a certified, nationally certified lady from the graduated from Vanderbilt, showing her own business management protocol. The etiquette seminar is about meet and greet skills, how to interview while at a formal dinner setting, what are keywords, what's resume. She goes through all that, thank you notes. And then I serve the kids a 4-course meal and she walks them through that as well. So it's a lot of fun. They look forward to it. It's our 12th year, so Erlanger, thank you so much for that partnership this year, because another 35 kids will go on. If they spread it to another 4 or 5, then that growth just grows from there. I have Sam Turner, the Colonel Cadets, and he is graduating this year. He's got a 4-year ROTC scholarship at the University of Alabama. Just some things. Almost a 4.0 GPA, 30 on the ACT. Mark Norris is the battalion executive officer. You're 21, 22, accepted at UTC, Tennessee Tech, and we're still working through ROTC scholarships. We got to go to Fort Knox on the 10th of March, right? And we're going to work through the last interview for him. And I have Junior Aviana just got her ACT scores back yesterday. We got a 28. That's great. Number 8. So in our junior class for ROTC at Red Bank, I think we have 7 or 8 in the top 10. It's awesome. So these kids are young, they're vibrant, they're coming along, and we just developed this to leave here with, I don't know who we pass this to. I'll pass this right over here. But thank you so much to hang someplace. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. And then Sam is going to lead us in the pledge. If you all rise, please. Turn around. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So if there's nothing else, we'll let you get back to your meeting. But thank you so much again, and look forward to the partnership. And we're always on call for corridors or whatever else you need.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
All right, that was, we should do the Pledge of Allegiance every time.
Amen.
We should add that to the beginning, right? Right under invocation.
I'll make that motion.
We got a motion. We have a second on that motion. All right, second. All right, we'll look at that. Benwood Foundation and Hamilton County Department of Education. Dr. Keyes?
You will think that we planned this, but we actually didn't. But this really just goes right along with the first presentation. So I'm going to introduce a couple of our guests, and as I'm introducing them, I'd ask them to come forward. So first on my list is Dr. Brian Johnson. He is a native of Nashville and a product of Nashville City Public Schools. He attended Austin Peay State University on a football scholarship, majored in business administration. He holds a master's in teaching from Belmont and a doctorate in educational leadership from Tribeca. Dr. Johnson has served as a teacher, school administrator, director of secondary schools, chief academic officer, and is now superintendent of schools in Hamilton County, Tennessee. While Dr. Johnson served as chief academic officer for Clarksville, Montgomery County schools, the school systems earned recognition at the #1 district in the state in academic growth for 2 consecutive years. He played a key role in instituting technology, blended into classroom learning in middle and high schools, increased the use of science, technology, engineering, and math across the curriculum, and championed college and career academies in high schools. We need lights up here. Brian is married to Ms. Candy Johnson. She is in the back, and there's a young son is also with them. They have 2 children, Malia and Brian Jr. They both attend schools in Hamilton County school system. He is passionate about fostering a learning environment, allowing children to thrive, and believe the role of public education is to ensure every child is ready for success after graduation. So I'm going to tell you why they're here in just a moment, but I want to introduce everyone first. I'd ask Ms. Sarah Morgan to come up. Ms. Morgan is president of the Benwood Foundation, and she has a legacy of investing in efforts to improve and strengthen the Chattanooga community for over 70 years.
Wait a minute.
She is not that old. I am thinking, the foundation is 70 years old. I told you I needed.
She looks really good.
Actually, that's what it says. But anyway, okay. The foundation's mission reflects a commitment to support initiatives that will have an impact on the future of Chattanooga and includes an emphasis on urban vitality, upward mobility, talent, and leadership. So before coming or joining the Benwood team, Sarah was a program officer for the Lyndhurst Foundation, where she focused on both downtown design and development and urban neighborhood revitalization. Her community development work includes helping to devote and launch Community Impact, a partnership for neighborhood renewal generously supported by local funders. She also developed a new platform of work for the foundation designed to fuel innovation, entrepreneurial activity, and economic growth. She's a graduate of Vanderbilt University, Leadership Chattanooga, and Leadership Tennessee. She is on the leadership team for Chattanooga 2.0 and serves on a number of community boards. Mr. Blake Freeman. Mr. Freeman is the director of Future Ready Institutes. He is a native of Chattanooga, actually attended the public schools here. You may recognize him because he has 16 years with Hamilton County Schools. He has been assistant principal of Orchard Knob Middle School, assistant principal of Normal Park Museum Magnet Upper School, principal of Saudi Daisy Middle School, and then most recently Normal Park Museum Magnet School. He took his current position as director of Future Ready Institute in November of 2018. I'd also like to have Jill Stillman come up. Jill is our clinical administrative director of clinical education here at Erlanger. And you also know Dawn Mueller. Dawn introduced me to Sarah, and then Julie Taylor introduced me to Candy Johnson. Okay, so we got all of those things out of the way, so let's just talk a minute about the Erlanger Institute for Healthcare Innovation. Well, it was at a meeting a couple months ago that Julie Taylor introduced me to Miss Candy Johnson. And Ms. Johnson spoke about the Future Ready Institute work that she and her husband Brian Johnson implemented in the Nashville area. As I listened to her describe the program and the community partnerships, specifically her vision for healthcare innovation, I knew that Erlanger would be the perfect partner. The goal of the Future Ready Institute is to identify greater opportunities for students to succeed not only in the classroom, but also in their post-secondary aspirations. So some of the commitments of the partners, such as the Benwood Foundation, is with Hamilton County Department of Education, and they have zeroed in on supporting the research planning and partnership through what has been proposed as the Healthcare and Innovation Institute at Howard High School. Hamilton County Department of Education and School Superintendent Dr. Brian Johnson is taking many aspects of the model to scale, and more specifically, implementing their own best practice research for smaller learning communities based on student interest and aptitudes aligned to national, state, and local future industry trends. So I want to share with you two of the commitments now as the Erlanger partner that we are committed to. We agreed and committed to hire a full-time employee that will directly be part of the planning, teaching, and oversight of the program from the Erlanger team, with the oversight from Jill Stillman. Jill has a team of 25 plus clinician educators throughout the Erlanger system that will help bring this employee in, and that employee will be part of that team. Also, a simulation lab will be where the students can have a competent learning environment, a safe environment where they can learn the skills and with a hands-on approach with mentoring and coaching that makes learning fun. And okay, now they know that I do this, so I just have to get on this feel and talk from the heart, right, like I did at their meeting. But I can tell you what's really, really important and really close to my heart that I think Erlanger can help with. We have so many good coaches and mentors. Linda Mines just mentioned that, how we take community, we take patients in, families, visitors. But this is a little different aspect for quality, because I think what we're going to do here with these students, we're going to give them an opportunity to come into this environment and learn the skills that they might need or want to do in a healthcare setting. Now, many of these students don't get up feeling the best in the world. They need something to motivate them to continue to come and be a part, and I think that Erlanger can do that. I think we can encourage them and make it so interesting that they will want to be here. They won't want to miss this class because they're going to learn so much. Whether it's a lab tech, it's a coder, it could be a CNA, whatever it might be that we can offer, we're going to offer that here. So we're actually opening the doors a little wider, if you will, for those students to come in and be a part of us. So that's our commitment, is that we would hire that person and we would have training going on in our simulation lab. I didn't pull up the slide, but on the slide it says that we would also give this, we would communicate, we would collaborate, and that we would have competent education, and not just this shadowing. We're not just going to bring these students in and say, okay, you're going to shadow. No, we're going to give them hands-on. Of course, we're going to give them that training in a safe environment in Sim Lab where they can actually see how they would react. Now, they will actually interact with some of our patients too. But we're going to push that education so that it will come back in years return. The Board of Education, the school system, and Erlanger will get the return on investment, because in years to come, we will have first dibs at seeing these students in action and employ them if they want to come here. So some of them may decide they don't want to do that, but that's okay too, because we've helped them along that pathway to make a decision for what they want to do. And I think it's great. I think this is a great partnership, and it's just my honor to work alongside this fine group of people. And so I wanted to introduce the program to you tonight and let you know that that will start the fall of 2018. And we look forward, Jill and I both do, getting with them, learning about the curriculum. And you all know I like the academia side of everything, so I really love that. And we're going to see some great results. Now, I'll just open it. Do any of you have anything you want to say?
Erlanger always leads, and this is a perfect example. So we are so excited to see what this Health and Innovation Academy is going to look like and mean for kids. And I think all the other business leaders in the community will watch and learn. So thank you.
Yeah, I just echo those sentiments and say thank you. We see ourselves as the largest future provider of employees to every single career field in Hamilton County. And it's a mutual interest that we work collaboratively, and we thank you, as Sarah said, 70-year-old Sarah.
Everybody
Definitely set standards that others will definitely follow. So thank you.
Oh, I'm just very excited to have this opportunity to partner with the schools. I have 3 children who've come through the public school system here in Hamilton County, and I certainly value what they took from the system, and I'm excited to get back to it and to help develop our future healthcare providers.
And I just want to say, Erlanger, the same way that Sarah said, is serving as a leader as we continue to build institutes around all types of career themes throughout Hamilton County schools. This is a great model that we can share with other business partners.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's some really exciting stuff. That's great. That just lines up with, I think, everything we're supposed to do here, from our community health to our education mandate. That's right down the center of the strike zone. So that's great stuff. Thank you very much. We'll now move into a little bit more of what business we have. Everyone has the minutes from our January meeting. Unless anyone has any additions or adjustments to the meetings, I will entertain a motion to put those into the record.
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? All in favor? Any opposed or abstaining? Thank you very much. Mr. Haas, did Budget and Finance meet since our last?
We have not met.
Okay. Mr. Griffin, has planning met last month?
Yes, we have. We met 2 weeks ago. We met Tuesday. We're overachievers, and we're going to have another meeting in 2 weeks. We're working on a plan, and we're going to have some interesting things to talk about over retreat.
Awesome. I see Matt smiling over there. Matt's getting to work. That's great. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Mr. Smart, did audit and compliance meet?
We did not.
Mr. Webb, did the legal committee meet?
You know.
No offense, but that's always good when the legal committee does. Sorry.
Yeah, that's no activity.
Yeah, let's keep that streak up. Mrs. Mines, did MBEC meet?
We did not.
And the executive committee did meet, our regular meetings with Kevin. Nothing to report at this time. Any other unfinished business from any of the board members? Any other? Okay. Thank you very much. We have our regular informational reports, and the Chief of Staff does not have a report for us this week. We will move on to Dr. Shack. Do you have a Dean's report?
Very briefly, yes. We are finalizing the search for the new chair of pediatrics. Hope to make an offer to that gentleman first thing next week. I'm meeting with Don Mueller on Monday. We also have an offer in preparation for the new Associate Dean for Research on the UT College Medicine side. That gentleman will also be the director of the Erlanger Research Institute here in the hospital. And Will and I are meeting on Monday to formalize that proposal and hope to get that out next week. And then we have formed the search committee for the family medicine chair and for the emergency medicine chair. Those committees will meet and get those searches underway in the immediate future.
Thank you very much. I happen to know because I was with Mr. Spiegel earlier today that he does not have a voice right now. So unless you got some magical medicine, Mr. Spiegel, do you have a report, or is anyone else going to report on your behalf?
We are going to wait to report.
Okay, thank you very much. With no other reports from trustees or officers tonight, I will direct everyone to our upcoming meetings, and we are going to move directly upstairs right now and do our credentialing meeting, and hopefully move through that in an efficient manner so we can all get to the open house, which, Rob, do you want to just give a brief 30-second of what the open house is for anybody here who doesn't know what's going on today?
So the open house is going on until 7 o'clock. It's up on the 4th floor. There are signs that will get you there. It's for the grand opening of our brand new Heart and Lung Institute. So please, everybody's welcome to come up, and they have actually lots of really good food up there. So.
All right. With no other business, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.